happens so often, you can't even put an exact time on it. Every day to a good population of people.
Most of these people I didn't even know. I'm just like, who are you? Like, get off of my page. Why are you even looking at my stuff, you know? I even have them as a friend and they're commenting. What is this?
You don't know either. Like, you don't know who's on the other side of the computer. You don't know if it really is Matt, age 17, or Bob, age 40. You don't know until you meet this person, and then at that point, it's pretty much too late.
Personally, I do not post anything because of the things I have seen online happen to other girls. If I'm posting pictures, it's of my cat, to be honest. Even my cat can get messages like, yeah, my cat's fat, apparently, according to some people on Instagram. Yeah.
It's not just the 20 people, you know, at the back of the school yelling, fight, fight, fight anymore. It's 50,000 people yelling, fight, fight, fight.
I first met my friend Alana through my brother. I ended up in one of her classes too. We were doing art and stuff like that. We started talking, I got to know her, and she seemed like a pretty fun person. So after that, we just became friends. And the incident that happened during her grade 9 year was that she had broke up with my brother. We started talking and she was friendly, so we started to have a relationship. After a while, the girls at the school started saying, oh, she moves fast and stuff like that. So the other girls were just pretty jealous of the attention she was getting, and they would say hurtful things to her, make fun of like her body, and it's like they were bashing her basically. Every time she went on like Twitter or something to say something, they would just be like, oh, you're lying. We all know that you would do this to this guy, and your values are just so low, and calling her slut most of the time online. It wasn't good. It caught me by surprise because I would have never guessed that something like that would be going on to someone who's so nice to people and just wants to become friends with everyone. The year ended and I asked her if she was gonna come back, and she gave me a faint yes. Then the year began and she wasn't at the school anymore. At the time when I started first checking up on her, she was okay, but then after a while she went into depression. Like, she was clinically diagnosed as depressed. She started cutting and stuff like that. She stopped going to school until she was kicked out of the public system. I had fears that she was suicidal, and she even mentioned to me sometimes that she would, like, she had urges sometimes that she just wanted to end it all. I don't think anyone should be bullied to the extent where they question their life. And if it was to be done to them, I don't think they would like it either.
There's a huge difference between bullying in the schoolyard and bullying online. And the major difference is I'm only at school for a certain amount of time. But my phone, I carry everywhere. And people like have it next to them in the shower. They sleep with it by their head, right? And that's kind of what makes bullying over the internet and over text message or phone call so powerful, is that we're so connected to it. We're so tied, it's such a large part of our life that we're tied into it. And so when it becomes a negative thing, when all we're getting is negative comments and something that is meant to hurt us, then suddenly this thing that is such a tool for our life becomes the source of negativity in our life.
It kind of gives me another way to interact with my friends, because we don't all live exactly close to each other. We don't all go to the same school and stuff, so it's kind of hard to keep up with them. There's been times where me and my friends had a fight and stuff, right? And I'd be like, I hate this stupid girl. Like, she has issues and stuff. And I brought that online, and little did I know, her family saw it and called the police and stuff. So it's like a problem that could have been avoided got turned into something so much larger than it needed to be. When you broadcast your business to the world on social media, it's no longer your business, it's now everyone's, because now everybody knows that everybody can feel free to comment and put their input in. I'm like, I was just joking and I'm just a teenager, but I'm just joking is not good enough.
I like to play basketball, hang out with friends, you know. Play video games a lot, it's one thing I like to do the most. My favorite video games would be Call of Duty, GTA, and Assassin's Creed. A lot of the games have changed now to more online. Like there's now games that are only online. Gaming is everywhere. You probably couldn't go into a single school without at least half of the guys playing games and at least some of the girls playing games. There are some people who are too into the game. They take it from being an entertainment to being something like very, very competitive. So if you lose a game, they'll blame it on you and they'll yell at you or freak out on you or tell you off saying, why did you do that? They'll send you messages and they'll spam you messages and it just can get very, very negative and out of control. I was playing this game with my friends, Halo Wars, and we really just destroyed the people. We won like really badly and the people got very upset. They said we had no life. And they kept on spamming us messages and messages and messages, and we tried to block them, but it didn't really work. For some reason they could still send us messages. I had like at least a few hundred messages from the two guys. They generally try and target race. Like I have some friends on the Xbox who are darker skin and they will say things a lot, just try and get at them.
I was playing like a week ago, and then a guy comes on the mic, hey nigger, shut up and all that. And then I'm like, what did you say? And then he's like, oh, I called you a nigger, do you have a problem? I'm like, no, I don't have a problem. It's just not right to say nigger. It happens to everyone. Mostly everyone, every kind, whatever. It's not always that one person.
I would say it happens like at least like 2-3 times a day to each person, so multiply that by how many people there are online, it's a pretty big number.
When I came out at the age of 15, the school climate was very oppressive. It wasn't very welcoming of LGBTQ people. I wanted to do it in a public forum so that I wouldn't have to actually keep on doing it. I really wanted it to be non-apologetic and I really wanted it to be affirmative. And so I was asking one of my friends, what should I do? How should I let the most people know all at once? She said, why don't you just put it on your status on Facebook? So on Facebook, I changed my status from interested in women to interested in men. The students started seeing it and started talking. They were saying that we're disgusting, we're unnatural, we're abnormal, or even to the extreme, they thought that we were intrinsically disordered. They were remaining anonymous online and not actually speaking to who they were, and it became very difficult to actually have a discussion with them. For me, it was really, really difficult to not be able to speak to the person that was saying things that were oppressive. I would have loved to have had that discussion with them, to have been able to just have that opportunity to educate them on the issues so that hopefully we could actually see some movement there. But we couldn't do that because they were anonymous online.
I met this boy who I thought was my friend. We talked for a while, and then I started to notice that he would ask me for pictures of myself a lot. At first, I didn't want to give him these pictures at all, but he started saying how he would be my friend, or he didn't want to talk to a girl who would send him sexual pictures. So I gave him some pictures. I didn't send sexual pictures, but there were still pictures I was not proud of. I thought that it was good enough, and he'd want to be my friend, but he kept asking for more pictures, and I said no. But he told me he would use the pictures I already gave him and send it to my mom or my friends. I got very anxious to a point where I wasn't eating at home, and my mom got really worried. I wasn't able to concentrate on anything else in my life. My schoolwork had to be put on hold for about a month, so I was getting behind, and it caused me really severe anxiety in all aspects of my life. I told my mom, because it was bothering me that my mom knew nothing about it. She told me ways I could prevent this from happening, like not posting any more pictures, or if a man asked me for pictures, just to stop contact with them right away, because obviously if they're asking me for pictures, they don't want to be my friend. So I just blocked him on Skype, on Instagram, and all this sort of stuff. And he's not in my life anymore, but I still think about it all the time, like, oh my God, this person is out there with my pictures. Who knows my name, right? My advice for someone who is being manipulated online is to tell someone right away. I had to go through it for 4 months alone, and it hurt me in ways that I don't think I could, like, repair.
Like, if I could, I would take back that post, and I would take back the situation. I would take back everything I said to that girl, and I would have just kept it to myself, wrote it down in a diary or something.
Is it truthful? Is it harmful? Is it illegal? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Because if it is kind, it's probably good to send it.
If you're gonna bully someone online knowing that you don't like getting bullied yourself, then just don't do it, right?
Everyone should be able to do something on their own free will, or not do something on their own free will. It doesn't have to be that mature, I guess, and that explicit.
We don't feel connected on the same level we do face-to-face. It's much harder to call someone an awful word to their face looking them in the eye than it is on the internet. But behind every screen, that's a person.